Today we're going to be covering 5 tricks you can do anywhere in the mountain. This is a great one if your local hill doesn't have a terrain park available. You can always still have a fun day shredding. So we're going to start this off with a fun one. It's called a Jpin, and what it means is you're going to come up and dig one of your tips into the snow. So I prefer to use my weaker foot for this one, so my strong foot sliding. And yeah, you just put your foot in the snow like this and it'll spin you around. So on flat, you can just get comfy by just doing this motion a few times and then start off by going slow into it. Yeah, so important things to remember about this one is to just take it nice and slow. It's a good way to make a cat track or a flat section more fun, but it can be a little sketchy if you're going faster into it. Next up, another way to make side hits even more fun is to add a little bit of style with a shifty. So what that is go up, pop like you normally would, and then you're gonna pick a side, shift your skis one way or the other. So before you take this to the side hit, it's nice to, on flat ground, get a bit comfy with it by doing some hop turns to get comfy with the shifty motion. So yeah, keep your arms out and really engage your core. And when you do it in the air, go like this, and then your legs will just follow and you bring them back. Yeah, it's a super fun way to just style around the mountain and feel good in the air. Next up is the Nollie. This one's fun to do off rollers or little side hits or cat tracks. Inspired by skateboarding, it means an ollie, but you're popping off of your noses instead of your tails. So when you first want to start a Nollie, find a nice flat spot where you're not going to move. You can use your poles to stop you even, and just practice the feeling of going onto your noses a few times. And then you can try popping out of it as well. Now, once you've done that, take away your poles and try without them. A good way to progress into the Nollie is to find a lip, maybe the side of a cat track like I'm on now, and then just tilt yourself forward, and you can feel the motion of the Nollie without carrying any speed into it before you take it with some speed. So once you've done it a few times standing still, you can take it in with a bit of speed. Go nice and slow. Remember, you don't need to overdo it. If you try and do the Nollie too hard, you might dig your noses into the snow. So yeah, next up is the surface spin. Again, this is another way to make a cat track in a flat section a lot more fun. With this one, you want to make sure you're really comfy with rolling your edges. Although it won't look like it, you actually do need quite a lot of edge control to make this one work. But as you get better at it, you'll be able to do it a lot more subtly. As I just did, it's always good practice to try this both ways so you get comfy in every direction. So important to remember with this one is that as you're coming around in the spin, what was your downhill edge will become your uphill edge. So you're going to want to make sure you shift your weight at 180 so that you don't catch as you're coming around. Next up is the bonk. This one's really fun when you find a sign, a bamboo pole, or a tree that has a nice lip before it. You can just tap it lightly with your tails and it looks super sick. You can also do this one with your noses. It's a little bit harder and requires a lot more control in the air and with your shifty. A good way to practice this one is to do as I just did and ride past it nice and slow and just tap your one ski against it to feel what it's like to hit something. Yeah, so once you've done that a few times, try and find something with a bit of a lip in front of it, get some air time, do the same thing with a shifty and just tap the back of your ski. Hope you enjoyed watching and have fun doing these tricks around the mountain. If you do have a terrain park available but you're nervous about going in it, go check out our other video, How Not to Be Intimidated in the Terrain Park.